Yeah, it's a legitimate question, and we've said that right through the pre-season. We've put the question, to the playing group and to everyone at Geelong, and we've got to keep monitoring that. But so far, the signs are really good. It doesn't mean that it's not a legitimate question, that it won't be asked in the future, because I'm sure it will. If we had have lost the game today, such as the way the world works, there would have been question marks over us, and that's fair enough. That's the way the media works. I'm sure that one of the next questions is going to be that, we've put our hand up to be the contender, and it's just not true. I understand you've got to write the story tomorrow and you've got to get it out in the news as soon as possible, but it's round 5 or whatever it is. There's a long way to go. If we had lost this game, we'd still be relatively happy with our improvement.
So probably certain teams can play the sort of football that we saw it yesterday. Hawthorn gets some credit for that too.
Yep.
So it's legitimate to suggest that what we saw was high-order football that only 3, 4, 5, 6 teams can play.
Yeah, at the moment. Yeah, at the moment. There's just so long to go. We're playing reasonable footy. We played a really good team who, as I said, were all over us early. Their pressure was really good, and we're showing that we can stand up, but it doesn't guarantee anything. I think Collingwood can say with some justification that they're ahead of everyone else. I'm prepared to accept that at the moment. But everyone else is fighting and scrapping to stay in the competition.
But you accept that a lot of football will say that you're amongst one or two other sides that are the next best challenges to them?
Yeah, I understand that it will be said. I guess I agree with it right at the moment. But we're not about today or tomorrow. We're about the course of the season, and staying in for the duration. So the questions that have been put to Geelong, not just the playing group but the whole club, are legitimate questions, and the suggestion is that you can't hang on for too long. Well, we have gone, we've come some way to answering that in the first 5 weeks, but those questions are still going to be around in 20 weeks' time, no matter how well we're going.
Given the age of the list, is it a good time to have 5 you guys sort of think through this period, got a breakdown in fancy rest? So
there's a question about the age of the list. Like, just because they're a year older doesn't mean that we're tired now. Like, we're still playing pretty good footy. We planned our season a long time ago, so we think we're really well prepared for a bit of time off. We had a bit of time off before this game as well. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. Like, it is a real question. We're well positioned for a bit of time off. We've got some really big games in the next couple of months. And we're focused on that. We're focused on the long term. At the moment, the boys get a tick for the way they hang in, but we've got a lot of improvement in the way we want to play.
Scarlett's as good as any player that's played at this football club. Game, did you make a deal of it? Did the players have said during the week there was a little bit down about Matthew Scarlett?
There was a little bit, but he wouldn't allow too much to be about him, which is, I admire him even more for that. Corey Enright was the same with his 200th game. They just refuse to individualise, and I haven't had to drive that at all. That's just the way they are, and if anything, I've got to get with the program, not the other way around.
What do you think of his performance?
I thought he was terrific. He just did what he always does, or at least that's the way it seems to me. I'm yet to see him play poorly.
Reluctant to talk about yourselves as contenders, obviously, so early in the year, but where would you rate Hawthorn in the pack?
At the moment, probably about where they are, in the top 5 or 6. I'm not sure where they are on the ladder as of tonight. I thought the game was really high, a really high standard early. It wasn't necessarily pretty to watch, but the pressure was really high, and I think that's what footy purists love. That people forget there's an opposition out there trying to stop you, and they just didn't let us play our way in the first 15 minutes, which is a credit to them. But what I understand you've got to write about now, where teams are going to be in 12, 15 weeks' time, I've got no idea.
So when you said you think the team's still got a long way to go, what do you think about it?
Again, it's how much we didn't execute as opposed to how well they pressured. We certainly allowed them to pressure us by hanging onto the ball a little bit too much early. Hawthorn were very good, but most sides are the same. If you give them a chance to really pressure you, you're going to struggle. The days of being able to walk out of stoppages or walk out of contested situations with perfect disposals are almost gone. I think the game opened up a little bit and we adapted to that, but we need to do a little bit better job of dealing with the pressure early in games.
Significant move early. Taylor, Franklin, you took him off. Taylor or Franklin?
No, we didn't take him off Franklin.
Didn't Lonergan go?
Well,
Lonergan started.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't want to walk you through our game plan, but it was always the intention that. Yeah. I mean, we've got confidence in our three key defenders, and rarely do they play on one player for the whole game. So, I thought that Taylor was outstanding. I've got him here for I think 4 contested marks. It felt to us like he took 6 or 7. He was really good, but again, I don't want to even walk you through our game plan, but we certainly didn't move Taylor off Franklin.
Just early on, 4 goals to nil. The change out in the field, does that come as a direction from the box, or the leaders driven out there? How did that come about?
Leaders drive it the most. Yeah, I think it's a little bit overrated how much influence you can actually have from the box. But having said that, our coaching group, and it is very much a collective, were really good today. Really on the ball and made some decisive decisions. But I don't think it was necessarily, and we spoke about this in the box, it wasn't necessarily a need to change anything. It was more about sticking to what we planned pre-game, just doing it a little bit better. And it's amazing in today's footy how some silly errors can cost you really badly. We thought we were getting on top, and then we just gave them a couple of easy goals from elementary errors that we almost don't need to talk about.
Chris, what's it, given you've been part of the time before, the Hawthorn Geelong games have been pretty special. What was it like to be part of that game and they seem to have great spectacles from a purist point of view?
Yeah, it was one of those games. I've always tried to get to the big games in previous years, and if I wasn't involved with Geelong, I would have been at the ground, as a coach, but mainly as a fan. But it doesn't make great reading, but I didn't see anything different in the preparation at Geelong for this game. I think Scarlo's 250th. I think we didn't really need to talk about effort because at least I've seen it every single week from the players. So it's starting to get to the point now where we don't even bring it up because it's just an expectation of every player. And if we don't see that effort, the players know that they're going to go out of the side. So that's a given. But as much as the rivalry that's been built over over previous years, it's about handling the pressure in a really big game, whatever that means. Big crowd, really good opposition, all those sort of things. And as I said, we need to work it hard on a few things because early we were dominated, but strength of character meant that our boys hung in and prevailed in the end.
Taylor, what's the diagnosis of, it must be tough having established himself in the first month of losing.
Yeah, and he's worked really hard. It looks like it's a medial ligament, only a minor one. I'm not sure what that probably means, somewhere between 2 and 4 weeks, but I'm only guessing there. I don't think it's going to be a problem for Taylor. At some point we probably would have looked to give him a little bit of a break through the year. Whether that meant he missed games or not, I'm not sure. But this enforced break means that we can get him ready for the middle part of the year in good shape. But we've been really pleased with our young players, our inexperienced players. Unfortunate for Taylor, but it means that we can bring another one in.
Your admiration for Paul Chapman, I'll be the furthest today. I mean, the 255-metre drop playing goals at critical times. I mean, you sit there and go, wow, it's just on the list.
No, I go, wow. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do it with a few of our guys. And it's funny, some coaches really admire players for doing the sort of things that they thought they did as players. I really admire the players that do the things that I could never do. And so there's about 22 of them at the moment.